Man, that's gotta hurt. A California man's post-gym downtime turned horrifying fast after his leg began spasming intensely. Angel Bermudez was sitting in his car when the painful cramp started. He managed to film the ordeal, which lasted at least 50 seconds, and put it up on Facebook. Muscle cramping is a common issue with people who work out or play sports, but what exactly causes it? Skeletal muscles, like those in the legs and arms, move in response to signals from the brain. If this process malfunctions or becomes hyperactive, it can lead to painful and prolonged contractions, otherwise known as muscle cramps. Cramps are sometimes caused by muscle strain, either by overusing a particular muscle or holding a position for too long. Other factors that may contribute to cramping are heat, dehydration, and electrolyte imbalance. Experts suggest stretching, both as a way to soothe cramps and as a means to prevent them. Individuals are also advised to keep hydrated and replenish their electrolytes when doing any strenuous activity. Those muscles worth it, bruh?
Fastest way to get bigger? Inject synthol into your arms. Most of us think it's pretty abnormal to have gigantic biceps like these bodybuilders, but when you know how they pump it up to such gigantic proportions, you might start wondering whether the abnormality is actually in their minds. People often take risks in life to achieve what they desire, but would you take it that far if you knew the risks were potentially deadly? These guys do. Synthol, or sight enhancement oil, is one way bodybuilders get so artificially big. Synthol is a mixture of medium-chain triglyceride oils, lidocaine, and benzyl alcohol. Translated, it's a synthetic oil made from fatty acids and painkillers. As for the alcohol, well, that's used as an antibacterial. First concocted by bodybuilder Chris Clark in the 90s, synthol can be injected locally to the part of the body you want to enhance. Repeated injections see the accumulated oil become encapsulated between the muscle fibers. This can last between 3 to 5 years. Side effects, you ask? Well, the synthol may leak, and in extreme cases, your muscles may explode. Greg Valentino, the former holder of the record of the world's biggest biceps, is also known as that guy whose arm exploded following years of steroid and synthol abuse. Here's a picture of him in his earlier, more healthy years. Arlindo de Souza, a bodybuilder with the biggest biceps in Brazil, whose arms measure up to 29 inches, admitted he didn't get massive by just working out. He confessed his synthol addiction and said each time he took it, he wanted more and more. There was no limit, even though his friend died from the same controversial treatment. He's now stopped using, but admitted the temptation to start again is always there for him.
Gym bro breaks his legs while doing leg press. Oh! Don't watch this if you have weak knees. This is why you should always have someone spot you when you're doing heavy weightlifting. Otherwise, you could end up like this bro, who was working out at a gym in Vadodara in the Indian state of Gujarat. We think it's safe to say he'll be skipping leg presses for a while. Chinese scientists create GMO SuperDogs. A group of Chinese scientists say they are the first researchers to have used a breakthrough gene editing technology to successfully double the muscle mass of dogs. For this new research, the scientists used 65 beagle dog embryos, focusing in on genes encoded for myostatin, a protein that inhibits muscle growth. By injecting the enzyme complex CRISPR-Cas9 into the embryos, the objective was to knock out the myostatin genes in the dog's DNA. With myostatin out of the way, the beagle's muscles can grow to new extremes. The scientists report 2 of the pups born showed disruptions in their myostatin genes, a boy they named Hercules and a girl they named Tiango. Creating more muscular and athletic dogs, this achievement could pump out some freakishly powerful canines for police and the military. This isn't the first time Chinese researchers have applied science to genetically modify animals. They've previously used gene editing techniques on goats, rabbits, rats, monkeys, and even fertilized human embryos. While the scientists say this particular study was undertaken to learn more about gene modification for human medicine, we can only imagine what other Frankensteins they might cook up in their lab. Bruce Banner, eat your heart out.
Tour de France cyclist posts photo of legs with bulging veins. Leg workouts take a lot out of you, but Polish cyclist Paweł Poljanski is letting everyone know that whatever you're doing at the gym can't possibly stack up against him. The elite cyclist is just days away from reaching the finish line of this year's Tour de France. Poljanski is just one of 198 cyclists competing in the grueling 2,200-mile race. The trek features 23 mountain climbs to be conquered in only 23 days. As you can imagine, putting your legs through such an insane workout will definitely take a toll. Following the 16th stage out of 21, Poljanski snapped a pic of his quads, complete with bulging veins all the way down to his feet, and a gnarly sunburn due to the 80-degree heat. After uploading the eye-popping photo to Instagram, many users began wondering whether the appearance of his legs might be cause for concern. Interviewed by HuffPost UK, physical trainer Luke Worthington of Third Space explains those bulging veins simply indicate a lot of blood has been pumping to Poljanski's working muscles. For an amateur cyclist, a maximum of 20 liters of blood will circulate per minute, but for a pro, the volume of blood circulating is doubled. It also looks so intense because Poljanski happens to be lean and holds a crap ton of muscle mass in those bad boys. The Tour de France ends on Sunday, and we're betting Poljanski can't wait to take a nice ice bath.